Hello and welcome to Teal House Farm. Today I'm going to talk about how we manage homeschooling with so many little children around. So come join us. One of the most frequent questions I get when it comes to homeschooling is, how do you get it done when you have a lot of other children at home, or really any children at home that are very young and need a lot of attention and care? A couple real basic tips when you have a lot of little children is to be aware that you are not going to get all of your school done at one time, and that's okay. We attempt most days to split our school up into two sections. We do morning school from about 9:30 to 10:30, so about an hour, and during this time the little kids are awake and I keep them occupied with some special activities, which I'll show you in a minute. The second time is we finish our school during quiet time, so the little girls are sleeping at this time. This gives the big girls all the one-on-one attention that they need to finish school, especially reading and writing, which take a lot of focus and it's difficult to do if you are being interrupted. I do make sure that I try to stick to our basic plan, which is a morning session and an afternoon session, and that lets my children know what to expect every day. What I don't want to have happen is get negative behaviors for the younger children, because they feel like if they annoy me enough that I'll give up on school and give them more one-on-one attention, because that time of the day is for the big girls. The little girls have their special attention time later. The other thing that you really need to keep in mind is that if you are not organized in your daily life, school is going to be stressful. And I'll do another video later about how I organize school plans and things like that. It really doesn't take that long, but if you do the work ahead of time in large chunks, you will thank yourself and it will make it less stressful. And anytime you are less stressed, your children are less stressed and they behave better and go with the flow better. I am not naturally an organized person. It is a learned skill for many of us, and the best time to start is now. So let's get to keeping little people occupied, the reason that you're here. So like I said, we break our homeschool day up into two sections. We have a morning section, and during that morning section, my first grader and my second grader are doing the school classes that they do together. The little girls are welcome to join us anytime they want to, if they're willing to follow the school rules. And this is something that we set up the tone for at the very beginning of the year. If you want to be at the table, you are sitting down. If you want to participate in the activity, you need to be patient and listening. If they can do those things, they're allowed to stay at the table. If they can't do those things, they are sent back into our living room, which is right next to where I'm homeschooling, so I can still keep an eye on them, where they do an independent activity. So I keep independent activities in Rubbermaid tubs out in the stairwell to our cellar, somewhere that it's completely inaccessible to the kids. It's actually locked at all times because the stairwell is definitely a fall hazard. So the kids can't just go out there and get these toys anytime they want. These are special school toys, and I specifically pick things that I know will keep attention for a long period of time, things that maybe have some learning components in them, but don't have a million tiny little pieces that I have to worry about picking up when they're done. Here are the options right now that the little girls have to choose from. And if these things are available online, if we bought them online, I will link them below in case you're interested. They have this play mat and all these accessories, and it only uses water, but it draws in multiple colors, and it's got stencils, and I think that's a lot of fun, and it keeps mess down because they can't accidentally draw on a wall and do damage. Then we have this bin. This is all baby dolls and Dr. Kits and baby accessories. They love that. We have this bin. This is a couple games. These are a little hard for them. Tessellations, and there's a matching game. They really like the matching game just because it's Disney and so it has princesses on it. Then we have this bin of random stuffed animals. Some of them make noise and move, which they really like.
Some of them do.
This is a building block toy JJ really likes. So this is a block puzzle they can do, and then this thing is an elephant that sings songs. You put it together and it does different things depending on what block you put in his belly, and then there's a random bouncy ball in there. And then we have this bin. This is all puzzles. Some of these are actually math puzzles, which are on the bottom. This is a math, like an adding puzzle, and they connect it to the correct number. And there's a letters one too, where you look at the picture and then you find the letter that the picture starts with. So this is a little, obviously too hard for JJ, but Annie can start using it. So every day when we do school, I let the little girls choose what activity they would like. They know what activities are out there, so I don't usually bring them all in for them to choose from. I just ask them, what do you want today? They know the options and they can pick what they want, and it's something they're excited to play with. It feels new because it's probably something they haven't played with in a while, and it keeps them occupied. There's a couple toys that I'd like to add to our little toy repertoire. I'd love to have a train building set, and I'd love to have some like mega blocks, building blocks. On very special occasions, I do let the little kids play the Wii, but I don't do that regularly for two reasons. I am not anti-screen time at all, but little kids in the Wii is a lot of interruption. Somebody pushes the home button, somebody pushes some random button and gets on a screen they don't know what to do. It gets loud, and then the big girls want to know what's going on because it sounds really fun, and then they're distracted. So overall, I don't really like to do screen time during school. I tried it last year for a little bit, and it just caused more trouble than it was worth. I also like to involve little kids in school for just a few minutes. When we first start school, everybody gets a school book, and the little guys get these laminated books that I printed off from the Relaxed Homeschool. I'll link her blog below. It is an awesome site. Subscribe to her. She sends out free stuff all the time. I print those free things and I laminate them, and I give the little guys dry erase markers, and they can try to trace letters or trace mazes. The older they get, the more they kind of get the idea. But it's setting up this tone that, one, school is fun and I can do it, and two, yes, I can sit and finish a page. Yes, I can keep my focus for 5 minutes, which is a learned skill. So we do that now so that when they are 5, 6, 7 and trying to sit and do more and more school, they have already established that skill that they can sit and complete something that they've started. And finally, let's talk about kids who are maybe a little bit older and are doing some homeschool. Your kindergartner and your first grader, kids that are learning to read or can read but are not strong readers, kids that do have school to do and you're going to do it with them, but really to do school they need a lot of one-on-one attention, which takes away from your older kids who don't need as much help but still need help sometimes. My biggest key is two things. Like I said before, we do some classes together. So we do science, geography, and Bible together this year. Doing them together means everybody's getting mommy's attention and we're all learning together. The other thing I do is busy work, and busy work is not always a bad thing. Like I said before, this website, the Relaxed Homeschool, she has a kindergarten binder which I purchased, I think it was $40. It had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages of basically busy work. Ivy did this one today. Colored it very nicely and traced the word. It took her probably, I don't know, 10 minutes. She actually did a couple pages. And during those 10 minutes, Micah and I worked on her phonics book, something that takes a lot of one-on-one attention from mommy. Ivy needed no attention from mommy to do her coloring pages and trace. She did a great job independently. So I highly recommend a little bit of busy work for your kindergartners and first graders to keep them occupied while you help your older child. As far as babies go, I really find babies really easy because most of the time they just want mommy to hold them if they're being fussy. So Isla, who's 6 months now, if she's not playing on the floor or napping while we're doing school, then I just put her in my baby carrier and wear her while I'm teaching the girls, and it's not a big deal and she's not in the way or anything like that. So to me, babies are much easier than that toddler to 4-ish age range where you really need to try to keep them occupied. I hope some of those suggestions help you. If you have any favorite Occupy My Toddler activities, I am always loving suggestions to keep the little ones busy during school to add to our collection. Please comment below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. All right, if you can Ready? I'm gonna erase these. There's 5 letters here that are vowels.